Huh. Well, this was not what I was expecting to spend my evening doing, but hey, I'm okay with it. Hi, guys! Hey, nerds, how you doing? So, first up and foremost, 2.1 is out now. In case you haven't, go to the iTunes storefront, Google Play, whatever, what have you, and upgrade your game. Pretty obvious. If you do, if you do that, you get new things, and if you don't, well, you probably can't play the game. Thumbs up. From there, well, what's been added? Well, we're going to be talking about a few things. First up is Refinement, and then we're going to talk about Sacred Seals, and then also a few other little additions, and then finally we're also going to talk about the newest characters that have been added, or at least added into the data, so if you want to avoid spoilers, you're gonna, want to be ready for that, okay? Big shout out to our data miners, of course, over on GamePress for continuing to be awesome. I've included links to all of their fine work, and of course Zanuck, Naz, Kaz, Kirigiri, everyone available over there who continues to do a great job. Alright, so let's just talk about what's happening over here. Ha 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 ha. I don't know what I'm doing. But anyways, as you can see, lon'qu, who previously did not have a weapon enhancement, now in fact does. And she is one of the other few characters that I've noticed do have it. First up, you can see that her initial base upgrade, where if you just upgrade the weapon, now has done away with the initiation phase of her weapon before, now grants +3 attack during combat to allies within 2 spaces, which is honestly a lot better than what she had before, so thumbs up to that. And if you go into her, specialization with her weapon, it will also grant attack and res +5 during combat if within spaces, 2 spaces of a flying ally, which is, I'm not sure. Attack res bond, sure, why not? I don't see a problem with that. We also, of course, have Parthia from our good friend George, which gets a base upgrade, where if a foe uses magic, damage from the first attack received by the unit, by George, during combat is reduced by 30%. And then it also grants, if you decide to specialize it, it grants +6 attack during combat if foe uses bow, dagger, magic, or staff. Meaning that he's going to be a very everything ranged, I guess. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about real quick. Hero merits have been upgraded. You can now go up to 4,000. So if you haven't already, go and do that. That means more feathers for everyone, which is always a benefit to those who like to grind, and that's definitely a good thing. The Sacred Seal has Sacred Seal Forge has also been upgraded. But I'm just going to tell you right now, I really couldn't tell what was added because I already had the seals. So if anyone happens to know anything at all about what seals were added, please do tell me, because, well, I really couldn't see. At least from what I'm told by the patch notes, they were added somehow, I think. From there, we also have a few little additions, of course, that just to give you an example. Now, when you go into things like Training Tower, you can just go and take a look at the map, which is really helpful. And, of course, you can also just see what quests are available there as well. So, it's a nice little quality, of life upgrade. So, I'm definitely game for that. Next up, let's talk about our good new units. So, our cool new units that are going to be added, and I'm sure a lot of you are excited for. For those who don't know, if you don't want to know what the units are, or you just don't want to know their stats or anything, you want to be surprised, I highly suggest you leave the video now, because we're going to be talking about pure stats and the characters as well. Alright? Okay, so, here they are in, well, full. And of course, a big shout out to Zanuck for doing these as always. From what you can tell, well, it seems to be a Radiant Dawn banner. Yep, that's right. And as you can see, there's I know my Discord's going to be happy about that one. Admirer of Beauty. Oliver, as you can see. Pretty interesting batch of characters here. One thing I want to point out here. Micaiah, of course, big character that everyone wanted. Soth, who is actually the first dagger unit that's going to be added back into the pool in, I would assume, 8 to 9 months since the game was launched. And then, of course, Zelgius, our good old pal, the spoiler, but mostly you can probably already tell who he is. And before anyone goes, wait a second, is it just going to be a reskin of the Black Knight? No, his stats are different, and I'm assuming that his skill setup is probably going to be a bit different, but he does, just so you know, he does have Black Luna, so work with that what you can. One thing to note as well from when it comes to Soth is that, well, his attack is 36, which is actually quite high. Yeah, that's insane. And, you know, eventually when we get to see his weapons and things like that and what we're going to be talking about with a lot of their abilities and things, we're going to... I already know that everyone's probably wanting to know what Micaiah's weapon is, because that was something that everyone wants to know. I'm just going to tell you that it's definitely something that I'm sure a lot of you envisioned would be. I can't really say much else out of that. I will wait for the trailer for the characters to discuss her skill set. But I just wanted to show you her stats and everything around that. As you can see, Oliver is also there. I'm not sure how I feel about that one, but it's really a crazy mixture of units that I was not expecting to see in this. I'll be pretty honest. I was not expecting to see Oliver in the game at all right away, but hey, okay. And yeah, I'm glad that Soth is available, and I'm glad that they gave him the stats that I think he honestly needed to be that dagger unit that might be a little bit more aggressive. So we're going to see how that pans out, because if that is his... Again, these are all base stats, neutral, so with a boon, he might have a solid amount of damage. Holy crap. Alright, so that's pretty much all there is for 2.1 right now. I hope you guys found this, you know, at least a little bit helpful, and if you did, feel free to tell me in the comments what you're excited to see. And again, thank you guys. I love you all very much, and for those who don't remember, there's also the link to the contest, and, you know, you can fill out all that other stuff to hopefully win a $50 gift card on me. We have 3 of them to give away. So, anyways, alright guys, thanks for watching, thanks for being awesome. I'm going to go and try to take a nice, relaxing daycation. Or a nightcation. Is it still a staycation if I'm staying at home? Or am I staying in my doghouse outside? I'm not sure. He sometimes pretends to be the Red Baron, guys. I don't know what that means. Could someone please tell me what that means? What is he doing out there? Why is he pretending? Why is he wearing a pilot